Any different than any other airplane you've ever seen? Is there anything unique about it?
Just see the front. That's a clean.
Oh, it's tough. It's storage, it's cockpit.
Yeah. There isn't a visibility ahead of you.
There's no windshield. No windshield. Wow. What happened here is it was announced in about 1919 that anybody could fly solo from New York to Paris, receive a $30,000 prize. Well, nobody would do that because of the unreliability of the engines. So what happened in 1926, Curtiss made a breakthrough on the engines. He developed an engine that would last for 50 hours. So the race was on. 9 people signed up to do this. Well, Charles Lindbergh went down to St. Louis. He talked to a bunch of bankers, and he said, you know, I need money to go and do this. Well, they gave him $10,000 to fly to Ryan to get an aircraft. Standard Ryan modified. The wingspan is expanded 10 feet to fuselage 2 feet. It says Ryan NYP. That's good for Ryan, New York, and Paris. So what happened? They had a big fuel tank behind, 200-gallon fuel tank, about 1,250 miles. When I picked up the airplane, he said, I will not take that airplane on the reliability engine. My crash, that big fuel tank comes down to the country. Move the fuel tank forward. They said, you're going to lose your windscreen. He says, I don't care. When I go across the Atlantic Ocean, I'm going to be the only one doing it. I don't have to worry about traffic. So they moved it. And with that, he lost his position. Right? So that's what happened. So then he picks up the aircraft, he flies to St. Louis, he shows his bankers, the airplane. He said, that looks nice. He called, contacted Maynard, Maynard comes on his here in St. Louis. He flies on up to New York. Gets to Roosevelt Field in New York. The other competitors are all on the race. The airplane is going. So one still in the contest. So he contacted the National Weather Service and they said you can't fly for a minimum of 2 weeks because of weather conditions. He said, great. He's a big party man. So the storyline is he parties all night long. They contacted him the next morning and said you can go tomorrow. He's supposed to stay up all day. He's there all night. He's ready to go. Then he takes off. And May the 20th of 1927, he takes off from Roosevelt Field. He's going to fly the Great Circle route. The only thing he has is a rudimental compass. It's called an Earth compass. And he has a couple sandwiches and a thermos of coffee. No survival gear, no radio equipment. And he's going to dead reckon. Now, if you know anything about navigation, he just flat cannot do this. Okay? He doesn't. When he gets to Ireland, he looks down, he's only 4 miles off his intended course. He makes a turn, goes right to Paris. When he gets to Paris, it's nighttime. He's supposed to land at LaBorge Airport. He looks down, there's all kinds of lights. There's not supposed to be anybody there or anything. He thinks he's lost. He flies around the Eiffel Tower, comes back and lands. 150,000 Frenchmen come out to greet him. Some of them come out with little pocket knives. They want a souvenir. So they start cutting patches off the aircraft, the wing and the fuselage. And you can see little patches on the aircraft where they had cut holes. So they take the aircraft, put it into a secure hangar. He goes to the embassy and goes to sleep. The flight took him 33 and a half hours. Now, let me ask you guys something. Was he the first person to fly across the Atlantic Ocean? Yes or no? Yes. You say yes?
I'll say no. I'll say no, but I don't know.
She says no. She knows. She knows. She knows. Yes or no? Yeah, right. He was not. He was 117th or 118th person to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. He was the first person to solo. Okay, that's what was important. You brought the aircraft up from a barnstorming, unreliability, nothing, into something you could build an industry on. And that's what was important about this flight. So after he did that, he's going to fly back across the ocean to New York, or actually the United States. Couldn't miss, just fly west. He's going to hit something. So Hoover was the president. He said no. He was in the National Guard. He moved him into the regular Army, and he told him that you have to stay on a ship, bring your airplane and yourself back. Then they had a ticker tape parade. After the ticker tape parade, and he flew to every capital of the lower 48 states. That's all we had at that time. And then after that, he went down to Central South America, just as a publicity thing. And every country he landed in, they come out and paint a little flag on the front of his airplane. Any questions on Charles Lindbergh? He got the mimic after that of being called the Lone Eagle. He was fantastic. No questions?
I had